right, welcome back everybody to another edition of Forgotten First. This is the video series where I talk about some kind of forgotten about or ignored first appearances that might have just dropped off your radar that you just should be aware of. So this way when you're out there digging in those back issue bins, it's stuff to keep an eye out for, still. Hopefully you're liking the content that I'm providing. Please like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Tell a friend. Let's get that subscriber count up. We just passed 700, so I'd still have a giveaway going on right now. You could still enter up and through July 8th and have a chance to get yourself some free books. So make sure you head over to the channel, find out details on how you can enter, as well as get some bonus entries for you to get some extra chances at winning that prize. That being said, just hang on for 1 second, and I'll be right back with this week's Forgotten Firsts. All right, so what books are we looking at this week? This week I grabbed a couple of more, Marvel books that I think, you guys should be paying attention to and not completely forget about. And the first one being Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Now, she can be first found in New X-Men number 115. This actually has two covers. This pretty awesome Wolverine cover here by Frank Quitely, as well as this, not too bad copy of looks like a Barry Windsor Smith almost Cyclops. I'm not sure of the cover artist on this one to be certain, but the Cyclops cover is the one I actually find more often than not when I'm digging in those boxes. I guess this would be considered the B cover for that same issue 115, but it also seems to sell a little bit less than the Wolverine version as well. I mean, this is all the way back in 2001, so this is a character that looks nothing like the character we saw on screen. If you find her in this book, she looks more like a version of Death, Sandman's sister. But this is the character that first appears here in New X-Men number 115. And as I said, she looks very little like the version that we got on screen that actually, was kind of fun. And do look forward to seeing her again. I think she probably will show up if we do get a Deadpool 3, even just for a small cameo bit, because I feel like she's ingrained herself in that little niche, into the universe with Deadpool there. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. Now, this book does have a very high print run. The print run on this from August 2001 is 142,308. 142,000. That's a lot of copies. But I mean, X-Men was the top selling book, so that, I mean, it's not totally surprising, but it is a little bit surprising. So a lot of copies out there of this book, but it still does pretty well. So regardless of how many copies may be available out there, the demand is still a little bit higher, I guess, than supply, because this book still does, all right for itself. I mean, you can still sneak that, like I said, that Cyclops book for about $8. You can buy one right now if you want it. But the Wolverine one does a little bit better. You look at the most recent sale, sold copy at $15 on that, plus shipping. So somebody was willing to pay $20 still for this first appearance of Negasonic Teenage Warhead. So it's something you should just still be aware of when you're digging in those boxes, whether it be dollar bins, because I found this book in dollar bins plenty of times, or just those cheap back issue bins. This is just the first appearance that I just don't want you to ignore. Just be aware of it. So put it in your mental Rolodex so when you're looking through books, you know what to keep an eye out for. Now, the next book that I have to talk about is another Marvel book. We're going to stick with a Spidey book, Amazing Spider-Man number 256. And this is one that it got a little bit of heat a few months ago, I think based around some rumors. So who knows if we're going to get anything out of this character. But this is the first appearance of this character called Puma, a villain. Now, this could be a character that they possibly use in some fashion going forward. We don't know who's going to show up in the next Tom Holland Spider-Man. What is it? No Way Home? I think No Way Home is what they're going with. We don't know what types of villains are going to show up there. I'm not saying that, but this is the type of character maybe we see in this rumored Kraven movie that we have like a little tie-in to Spidey. It's an animal creature. It's a anthropomorphic cat Puma man. So maybe that's something that Kraven goes hunting, and that's how we get that little bit of connection to Spidey or the Venomverse or whatever the heck Sony has planned. I have no idea, but if they really cast Aaron Taylor Johnson Quicksilver as Kraven, I'm going to be confused and a little disappointed, personally. Not sure who I'd want to be my perfect Kraven. I'll have to, think on that. Maybe we'll do that for a totally awesome, coolest show ever with Marco, do a little casting session there, but I don't know who I'd want it to be. But Puma, I just think it's an easy character they can adapt. Not like to be a main big bad, but just a character they can throw in there as just a somebody that Spidey has to take down midstream in the movie, unrelated to the larger storyline as a whole. Now, being that this book came out in 1984, I can't get a solid print run for you, so we'll just have to guesstimate. But we do know, Spidey was a popular book, so there are a lot of copies of this bad boy out there. So keep that in mind. If you're looking to buy one of these, depending on grade, how the condition of the book, this can go anywhere from about $7 to $20 out of the asking prices right now. So it's kind of quick range, and then you got to worry about shipping, which can go anywhere from $5 to $10, depending on where you're getting it from as well. So condition sensitive, obviously, but the prices are all over the place pretty much for this. And the last copy for the sold for a solid $15. First appearance of Puma. So like I said, just a book to keep in mind. There are still some Spidey books out there that might have a little bit of room and some first appearances that you might not have, been aware of before, that hopefully this sheds some light on something to keep an eye out for when you're digging in those boxes. And with that being said, I do have another one that I'm pretty sure you guys are already aware of, but just in case, I just want to remind you, it might have gotten forgotten about because we haven't gotten news on this potential movie, show, whatever idea, and that is Amazing Spider-Man 265. Not 256, but 265, which is the first appearance of Silver Sable. And this book does have a silver second print cover, which is kind of cool. This is one to keep an eye out for as well. You might find this one in those cheap bins or the dollar bins, at your shop, and I would definitely grab one if you can find it. These foil covered like gold and silver second prints and third prints from like X-Men and Spidey or X-Force and whatnot of the time are kind of fun to go and hunt. Wolverine, I think, did it as well. So you don't see him as often as you used to. So definitely keep an eye out for those second prints. But that being said, going back to the first print, which is what we're talking about here, this is the first appearance of Silver Sable, which she's rumored to have some sort of, I think it was Silver and Black. They're going to do a Black Cat Silver Sable movie or show or something. Who knows? Who knows if we're actually getting any of that or anything that's moving forward? We just know Sony wants to do more, and this is a character that has some possibilities, I guess, behind her. So this book did spike for a little while. Now, the print run on this also, it's 1985, so I got no idea. I can't get you a solid print run on this one either. It's just too far back. The resources don't give me a good sense of what, how many copies might be out there. But again, we can assume that it's a lot because Spidey has always been a big seller for Marvel. Now, if you're looking for this book out there right now, you can still get one for about $25. But for the most part, there's a lot of higher asks for this because, again, those rumors have been out there for a while now. It's kind of been on the back burner for a bit, so people might be forgetting about it. So you might be able to scoop, one of these up for cheaper or find it at one of your local shops, for a couple of bucks, especially if they price using Overstreet or something. But that being said, it's just something to be aware of. And prices sold recently, this thing can go anywhere from $112.50 for this newsstand copy that's listed as near mint minus, or as low as $20, which doesn't have a condition listed, but you check the pictures yourself. So again, the range on this book is all over the place, whether you're looking newsstand, direct, or the condition of the book. But don't let things like newsstand always drive you, especially with a book like this. This was 1985, so the timing of this is not very good for your newsstands, because if you look at most of the resources out there that kind of run down how the direct market to newsstand shift, played out over the years, you can see right around 1986, it was about a 50-50 split between newsstand and direct. So don't go paying premiums for something where it was a 50-50 split on these books, because you might not be doing yourself a disservice by thinking you're buying something that's rarer than it really is. So again, as you can see, prior to this 1986 time frame, newsstand was actually more plentiful. So definitely those older books, newsstand isn't the premium. That was the way most people got their books, was via the newsstand. There weren't a lot of direct market shops until the mid-'80s, and that's when you started to see the rise in more of the direct market over the newsstand at your 7-Elevens and what have you. Again, newsstand condition sensitive, because a lot of places it gets banged up sitting in those racks. But again, just be aware of this type of information. Don't just think, oh, newsstand, it must be less. That's not always the case. It's not always the case. So it's not hard to look this stuff up. This information is out there. It's out there for everyone. It's free information. Just use it as you see fit. But that being said, these are 3 books that I still think you should have on your radar if they aren't already there, just because, you never know when you might come across this stuff. Some potential adaptations coming for all of these characters again. I mean, we've seen one of them already a couple of times, and we'll probably see Negasonic again. And Puma seems like an easy one, and Silver Sable's already rumored. So just ideas, just something to keep in mind when you're digging through those back issue boxes. So hopefully you're enjoying this and enjoying the content. Thanks for stopping in. Hopefully you're liking this. And again, like, subscribe, hit that alert button. Tell some friends, get them more to subscribe so we can give away some more books, because that 700 subscriber giveaway should be wrapping up pretty soon. And we're on a mission to get to 8. And once we get there, I got some more stuff to give away and plenty more content coming down the pike. I'm going to start bringing back some toys. So hopefully you're enjoying that and enjoying the stuff that I'm providing. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys soon.